Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Beyond Boundaries, where we talk about the inspiring journeys and stories of visionary leaders. Today, I have the privilege of introducing an edu leader, a mentor, head of faculty department of English from Darshan Academy and the senior coordinator as well. Welcome in joining Miss Bhavna Arora. Hello, ma'am.
Hello, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
Doing good.
It's a privilege introducing yourself, and just it gives goosebumps about all your accomplishments that you have done, adding so much wings to your success. I got inspired just introducing you. So what is that one thing that inspired you, or the person that inspired you, if you could tell our audience?
Basically, I just would like to tell you that it is the passion that derives you. So since the beginning, like my childhood, I was always been passionate about being in touch with students, and I loved teaching them. Initially, I started with teaching my own siblings, then it went on to teaching their friends, and that's how it went on. And finally, I always been interested in English. I used to have a lot of chats with my father because that time my mother was not working, so my father used to work, and then whenever he used to come back, we used to have a chat in English. We used to make sure that with it for half an hour, we used to just interact in English. My father used to motivate me, and that's how, my love for language, my passion became my profession.
That's beautiful. होता है ना मैम, कई बार जैसे हम कुछ बोल रहे होते हैं, then we have that fear, कुछ गलती से गलत निकल जाए तो, and then that fear is still in students. वो बोलना चाहते हैं English, but कहीं ना कहीं वो जो एक scare हो जाते हैं ना, so how do you have that practices in your classroom that just be upfront about it? It's okay if you're not wrong. वो क्या ऐसी techniques है जो आप बताते हैं?
Basically, we always try to make them feel at home in the class. We always tell them that we're all sailing in the same boat, because I always tell them that I'm learning from you and you are learning from me. Because what we believe that children are living in an info age. Information is traveling to them from all sorts of corners. So, sometimes they also tell me something and they inform me something, and I always thank them for whatever they have told. So that way, we create a kind of comfortable atmosphere around them, so that they feel comfortable that it's okay not to be okay. It's okay if they commit mistake, because all of us do it. So,
Exactly.
Once we make them comfortable, and then we give them the practice actually for listening and speaking. There are a number of activities that we involve them. Then there are some assessments that we involve them. So because of which, like ALS is the assessment for listening and speaking, that's mandated by CBSE in grades 9 to 12. So we give them a lot of practice for that. And then once they're given the opportunities to take part, they feel very comfortable, and they never realize that while playing, while learning by doing, they learn certain things. So that's because we always think that language is a skill. Like they learn driving, that they learn cooking, they learn swimming. That's how they learn speaking also. It's a medium.
Absolutely.
It's a medium. So we never tell them that you need to take it separately as a subject. It's a medium. So once you learn conversing in English or using English for writing their answers, they will have a better impact on writing the answers in other subjects as well, because that's a medium. That's how they're able to learn.
Yes, I love the way you said that it's okay not to be okay. The adolescents, the youth should actually understand this. And the info aid you use, since you are a certified Microsoft Innovative Educator, how do you implement technology in your teaching methodologies?
See, technology is the future.
Absolutely.
It is here and is going to stay. So anybody who is not compatible with this is going to be lagging behind. So we do not want that. That is why we have smart boards in our all the classrooms, and then we have our school's website wherein we have prepared all the lesson, and we have our PPTs and lessons, and they have already been uploaded there for students. The practice started after this COVID time, because we wanted that children should not be left behind. They should be learning it well, because we were not sure whether they have actually learned everything during online classes. Although we tried to make them, keep their cameras on and attending all the classes, yet we were not sure. So we prepared all the lessons and we, uploaded there, so that they can, find it as a ready reckoner. Anytime they want, they can always be in touch and can do it. So that was the thing. And now we have smart boards, and we have number of things available on YouTube and otherwise also. There are many informative things that are available that is being exchanged by other language teachers also. So we are into the exchange, and we keep getting the best things and keep providing to our students through WhatsApp, through the PPTs, or there are many other things that are available. So we make sure that our children are updated and they keep getting the information.
Great. the way you said that all your English teachers, so that you have a staff room, I know. The kids also, have a group and discuss. So what are those things that teachers discuss in a staff room, which all the audience are very much interested to know? If you could tell us.
Actually, we always tell them that teachers are the ones who are not to pass on the group of students with a label.
True.
So what do? We actually make a practice when the new session starts. We get them connect together, and rather than talking about children, he's like that, or she's like that, we always tell them, you give them all the strengths of the children of your class. So they actually have an exchange program wherein they, tell about all the children, how are they, what are their strengths, what are they good at, so that at least teacher can work on them. So that's how they go on. So once these things are done, I don't think they, talk about anything negative about children. But there are some teachers who talk about them, but we always keep, telling them not to do like that.
So the feedback is very positive.
Yes.
Gossip nahi hota hai, Sarab. It's actually a positive feedback.
Because I tell you, our school has a philosophy. We are into creating the generations of peacemakers. So this is the thing. So now when we work on our philosophy and the vision of our master, we always think that our children should be learning to the optimum, and we actually want to create good human beings with values. So for that, we have one school-wide system wherein everybody sits in meditation for 15 minutes early in the morning, immediately after the prayer, school prayer.
That's very nice.
So when we have everybody sitting together, you see a kind of positive aura is created all around. So even if you have a lot of work pressure or children have lots of tests, but somewhere or the other that positivity is in the air.
Yes.
So they feel a little good.
Yes.
And after that, we have our own spiral, spiritual curriculum that has been created for our foundation students only. And just to tell you that our school, we are working under the umbrella of Darshan Education Foundation, which has 23 schools all around India, and one we have in Calicut as well. So every school is working on the same philosophy. So when children come here, the very little ones also, they are made to sit in meditation, and then they are taught the spiritual education, spiritual curriculum, which is actually, which thrives on all the values. Like, there is one chapter on love for all. There's one for the vegetarian diet. There's one for, having the positive mysticism, or maybe how to balance your life. Living in this material world, how can you actually gratify yourself? So these kind of things are being told to them right from the beginning. So by the time they come to middle classes or senior classes, they are well aware what is their role in this world. They're there. And then they are not supposed to forget about the purpose of their life. One is the goal. So they work on the short-term goals and long-term goals. Along with that, we always make sure that they do not forget the purpose of coming to this earth.
That's very important. That's very important. I love the way you said that you should be a good human. That's the philosophy of your school. Doesn't matter where you're coming from. It's just the way the kindness and the gratitude is very important.
Yes.
I know your accomplishments are just a list, but just to add on to the spiritual curriculum, you have been participated in the 13th Leadership International Conference Roundtable. I know that. And there you talked about spiritual curriculum. So I would really want you to tell our audience, what is this curriculum all about? And how is it beneficial to the students in their teaching practices?
That's what I'm telling you, because, once they are into it, we make sure that we give them very less theoretical part and more of the practical thing. So there are the curriculum is divided in such a way wherein the assessment also, like there are only 40 marks for the written test and there are 40 marks for their, the projects that they're involved in, the formative assessment through which actually we can train them. And then there are 20 marks only for the class behavior. So if they're actually bringing it into practice, because nowadays if you see NEP that talks about learning outcomes.
Absolutely.
Earlier we were talking about the learning objectives.
Yes.
So that was only teacher oriented. I wanted my children will be doing this and they will be able to do this. Things are done. But when I talk about learning outcomes, I actually want to see it in the behavior of my children, whether they have actually implemented of all that they have learned or not. So spiritual curriculum is nothing but to live what they have learned.
Wow. Very nice, very nice.
So suppose I'm talking about kindness and I see my child is going out and learning. He's not been kind and not speaking good to the beggar or somebody. And suppose we talk about conflict resolution and I see that he has a fight with his friend there. So we actually give them the practice in such a way so that they're able to resolve their own conflicts. Otherwise, you see generally children, they come to teacher's table every time and they say, ma'am,
Mama,
he has
Papa,
taken
ye kar
my,
do. Yes,
no,
yes,
he's
yes.
taken my pencil box, he's taken my eraser, he's sitting on my seat. But once they know all the techniques, it becomes very easy to resolve their own conflicts
Yes.
within themselves. And one more thing, like CBSE also says that we don't have to have corporal punishment, So if you don't have to have corporal punishment, you want to have the discipline also. That's also important, that children should be disciplined. And for that, we have developed a sign language, wherein, children, with the use of sign language, we tell them that, you need to be kind to others, you need to be dedicated to truth, you need to be safe. So there are 4 aspects wherein, these are the 4 agreements that we, tell our all children to have it. And then whenever there's something, there's a sign language. So we tell them, like, suppose they need to be respectful to all. So they make a kind of R like that.
Like
this kind of R.
Very
and,
nice.
And then, be respectful to others.
This means be respectful.
Be respectful.
Oh, that's very nice.
Be respectful to others. And suppose we say, be kind to all. So they keep their hand here and we say, be kind to all. That means from your heart.
Oh, from your heart. So
From
on the
your
left side. Okay.
From your heart, the kindness goes out.
Okay.
So if the child is not performing well, you can't shout at the child. You're not supposed to spread the verbal pollution. So what do? So
kind
he
to
realized
others.
what my ma'am says. And
That's
then we have the big
beautiful.
posters there in the classroom display. So
Very
any
nice.
child not performing, you indicate and he realizes that he's doing something wrong.
That's amazing. You've just created, आपने एक vibe इतनी positive कर दिया. I mean, I can imagine वो students को कितना अच्छा लगता होगा. जो exam stress है, जो anxiety आपने वो इतनी be kind to others, be respectful. I mean, that's
Be truthful.
also be
And
truthful.
when this is making tea, truthful.
Oh, that's very nice. I didn't ever thought about it making a tea. I'm learning so much. That's great, ma'am. जैसे आपने बताया, जैसे NEP और NCERT सब कहते हैं कि हमारा एजुकेशन अब आउटकम बेस्ड होना चाहिए क्योंकि हमें रिजल्ट्स भी चाहिए और वी हैव टू बी अ गुड ह्यूमन बीइंग ऑल्सो. आई कंप्लीटली एग्री. फीडबैक्स इज द बेस्ट थिंग दैट कैन गेट टू अ पॉजिटिव रीइंफोर्समेंट. तो कभी ऐसा कोई फनी इंसिडेंट हुआ है कि किसी बच्चे ने आपको फीडबैक दिया हो या पेरेंट ने एंड वो आपने एक्चुअली में अपनी एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में अपनाया एंड हाउ डज इट एक्चुअली impacted the students?
See, I've always been the alumni coordinator of my school. So my children, like we started our first batch was in 2009. So when they went out, because I was the alumni coordinator, so we were in touch. And then we became the friends on social media, Facebook and then Insta and all. So now it is a time when they have, even been married, they've got kids and they are well settled. Many of them, they are even out of the country. And then some of them, I was very happy when I saw one of my alumni bringing his own child to get admitted in our school. And he says, ma'am, I want him to be here only, no matter what, because we have taught from you and then you people are there, so we don't want our children to go anywhere else.
Absolutely.
So it feels so good, no, when you see your own, like there are many students, my own students, who are working in our school because English is such a subject wherein, you have humanities also, you are in touch with humanities, science and commerce. Because so we know all and all children know us. So that's how it went on and then they are there. So there are 5-6 alumni, my own students who are working in our school as teachers now. And one is there in English department only. And there are few students who have come now, like who have joined our school, the alumni children. So I really find it funny, but it really gives you, very good feeling.
Motivation.
That your own children and then they are there. And when they come as parent to attend the PTMs, they call all the things, ma'am. There was a time when we used to sit there and then now we are sitting as a parent here and meeting you. So it really gives a very, good
journey.
feeling. Yeah.
आपने पूरा journey देख लिया that I taught them, now they are with me, they are my colleagues. आपने legacy create कर लिया वहाँ. That's very nice. जैसे आपने अभी बोला that it's very good to see how your kids are growing. आपकी मुझे motivation समझ आ रही है कहाँ से आती है. आपने Delhi State Teachers Award भी receive किया. You have received so many awards. So is that the motivation that makes you go forward in education or is there something else also?
I have always been, looking for some challenges in life because, I want some kind of kick in life. No? There has to be something. Otherwise, you cannot have the monotonous life.
Exactly.
So, and I always believe that my graph should go up. It should not go down. So there was one incident when my principal, he got an opportunity and he got this state award. Ever since I thought, why not? When he can get it,
Why can't I?
They should also try. So I tried my level best and then it was quite tough competition because I think the teachers are in lakhs who actually appear. And among them, there are many teachers because this state award is given to the CBSE schools also, where
Absolutely.
those who are there in India and
Yes.
abroad also.
And abroad also.
So when I went to take that, and next year, like I was the one who got it. So now when I went there and I was sitting with people because we were called one day before that for rehearsal, and we all were sitting there. They said, "You are looking so young. Are you there to get the award?" I said, "Yes, why not?" Because I also had the same age, but most of the people, they were on the verge of retirement and when they were getting it. But I think it's my passion only that drives me to get something different, because these awards actually give you, satisfaction that you are there wherever you should be, and then you set the next goal.
Yes.
So this thing was, first my state award was my goal, and then once I got it, then I thought, why not to go for CBSE award? And then after that, after 2 years, then I applied for CBSE also. But somehow I reached all the levels, but the last level where we had this interview, there, that also I was damn sure that I have cracked it and I was about to get it, but somehow I missed it because I had a word with them. They said that somebody else was given. So I didn't mind, but at least you got an idea because you could clear all the levels. So it really gives you motivation. And next time, this is the target you need to achieve.
Absolutely.
So maybe national award is the next target I am looking for.
Definitely will be. I will try as much as possible, and you are
Thank
the
you.
best competitor to reach there.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us such a precious time of yours. And I'm definitely sure that our audience will learn a lot from you with the sign languages, being kind, the tea that ma'am told. So until next time, keep smiling.